Okay. So we're up to chapter 7 in the second treatise. Everyone with us?
Yep.
Good. Well, I'll read first. I can lie back down again and I'll name the next person. Chapter 7, the belief, giving and receiving as one. We have talked much in this course of your desire to be independent without looking at the condition of dependency that you consider its opposite. To be independent, you feel as if you must rely only on yourself.
Alice has joined the meeting.
Yay!
Hi, Alice.
That's funny how that works sometimes, isn't it?
It seems to be in the second meeting for some, I don't know.
God, that's weird. Maybe we should make one fake meeting in between.
Is it when you put the record on it happens?
No, when I made Cole co-host, it happened. So it just
okay.
Hasn't happened all week. Didn't happen on Wednesday. Only happens on Saturday. I don't know.
What if you make me a host?
Okay, and then what happens?
If that makes any
Okay,
difference.
let me see. Oh, participants.
Maybe it's something in my settings that sets it off.
Oh, yeah.
It seems to me that it would be something that's installed for people who are vision impaired or something like that.
Yeah.
It only happens really occasionally. Okay, I'll make you host, Cole. Let's see.
Cole is the host now.
Yeah, that helps.
No secrets.
No more hiding. Everything's revealed.
Okay.
Alison Tuckwell to the group. Fucking hell.
That's right.
I just thought I'd do it for it.
Alison Dennis just joined, so we're up to second treatise, chapter 7.
Right.
Giving and receiving as one. Okay, take 2. Thus, the connotation of reliance on others or dependence has taken on a negative meaning, specifically in contrast to your desire to be independent. One of your greatest fears is thus of a condition.
Andy has joined the meeting.
Yay! One of your greatest fears is thus of a condition that causes you to be to be dependent or to rely on others. Others are the great unknown of living in the world. Others are those who are beyond your control, those who can influence the course of your day or your life in ways you would not choose. Others represent the accidents waiting to happen. Love that is not returned, withholding of things you deem important. Cole, can you mute Alice?
Sorry.
I'll do that little bit again because I didn't quite put it all together. Others represent the accidents waiting to happen, love that is not returned, the withholding of things you deem important. This fear that you feel in relation to others is as true of those you hold most dear to you as it is of those you would call strangers. It is very independent independence. It is the very independence of others that makes your own independence seem so important to you. Dependency is not consistent with your notions of a healthy self. What then is the alternative? I'll do the next two.
Samuel Moyo has joined the meeting.
Yay. The alternative is believing in giving and receiving as one. First, let us replace your idea of others with the idea of relationship that has been so often defined and repeated within this course. In order to believe in giving and receiving as one, you must believe in relationship rather than in others. Okay. First on my screen is Chantal. Can you read?
Those you would view as others are separate from you. Those you would view as being in relationship with you are not separate from you. The relationship is...
Carolyn Mackay, Queensland, to everyone. Sorry guys, what page and number are we reading from?
If you've got my book, 261, chapter 7, the belief, giving and receiving as one.
Gosh, I just won't stop this thing. Audio.
Can I just point out that if you message one person, it's not going to do that. If you just message, say, Kevin or one of the other people in the group, it won't come out loud in the group.
I can give you the directions to turn it off, whoever is hosting.
Paul's hosting, so give him directions.
All right, we'll sign into Zoom. We've done that. From the navigation panel, select account management. Can you see? So it'll be up the top, probably. Is there anywhere that says account management or account settings?
He's talking to you, Cole.
No, it's talking to Kevin.
No, I'm your host now, Cole. I can't do anything.
Oh. So did it again?
It says select account management.
Where do you see that though?
You've got to go to sign in first, didn't you say, Andrew?
Yeah, well, it says sign in to the Zoom web portal.
I wouldn't have a clue where to go with that.
That's top right next to view on my screen.
Well, it depends if you're in the app or in the web portal. There's a difference.
Oh.
Well, it doesn't matter, does it? We can just continue on.
It should be in the top left, maybe. You could see like zoom.us.
Oh yeah. Go to settings.
Yep.
Okay, got it now.
Yep. Did it come up?
Yeah, I'm in settings.
All right. And account management and then account settings. All right, so click on the meeting tab.
I don't have that. I have only general, video, audio, share screen, team chat, Zoom app, background, recording, profile, statistics, keyboard, and accessibility.
All right. Ask me to confirm when I leave a meeting.
Might be accessibility.
I've been to accessibility and I can't access anything that's got to do with audio.
Hey, Cole, are you signed in the app or on the web, on a browser?
I'm on a big computer.
Yeah, no, but you can sign in as an app or you can sign in on the web browser, and that is two different things.
Oh. That's a little bit too much for my little brain this morning.
Mm.
Yeah, I think it's just easier just to continue with the announcements.
Maybe at the end, maybe at the end we will, when everyone's gone, we'll see if we can sort it out.
Yeah.
All right.
Maybe God will turn up and we'll get that announcement. That'd be nice.
Okay, I start reading from 7.5.
Yeah.
Those you would view as others are separate from you. Those you would view as being in relationship with you are not separate from you. The relationship is the source of your unity. That you exist in relationship with all is a belief that you must now incorporate into living. Further, you must remember that relationship is based on trust. If you are dependent or supported by others with whom you share a trusting relationship, where is the negativity? Where is the cause for fear? What is the hidden source of your feelings of lack or deprivation? What is the hidden source of your desire to control? This source is the ego. Even now, the ego will take every opportunity that arises to prove to you that independence is a far better state than that of dependence. It will work diligently to convince you that any cause that tries to take away your independence should be resisted. As long as you continue to listen to your ego, you will not understand giving and receiving as one and will not believe in it.
All right. Next on the screen is Andrew. Are you reading?
Yep. Kidoki. 7.
Yeah, you probably do 3 paragraphs, not that big.
Okay. This is the most difficult belief of all to integrate into the living of your life. Each time another thwarts you, you will be tempted to believe that giving and receiving as one is not taking place. Your previous pattern of behavior will be quick to assert itself, and you will feel resentment and claim that the situation is unfair. You will be tempted to withhold as others withhold from you. Is it not clear how important it is to living in peace that this pattern be broken? Will you live in peace only until some other breaks your peace? Only until some circumstance beyond your control brings an unexpected conflict your way? There is no function for control in unity. Yeah. There is no need for it. Relationship is the only means through which interaction is real, the only source of your ability to change that which you would change.
Mm.
3.
Carolyn, are you reading today? No? Okay. Cole, you're next.
Am I? What number are we on?
Yeah.
Still trying to sort out this crazy thing.
7.10, looks like, from there.
What is it?
7.10.
Here is an idea not heretofore given much attention. The idea of desire for change. Certainly, there will continue to be things within your life that are in need of change. As was stated in the beginning of this treatise, this course has not called you to a static state of sameness, an acceptance of who you are, but does not allow for change. What? An acceptance of who you are that does not allow for change. But once you have become happier with who you are, you will, if left unschooled, turn your attention to others and to situations you would have be different than they are. You will want to be a change agent. You will want to move into the world and be an active force within it. These are aims consistent with the teaching of this course, but that will prevent you from following the patterns of old.
What?
Huh?
But what will prevent you?
It's what?
Sorry.
No.
But
What will prevent you?
what will prevent you from following the patterns of old as you go out into the world with your desire to effect change? The only thing that will prevent this is your ability to go out into the world and remain who you are. Woo-doo-doo. Oh. This relates to giving and receiving, being one in truth in a very concrete way. For to go out into the world with the desire to give, either expecting to receive in certain measure or to receive not at all, is to follow the old pattern, a pattern that has been proven not to have any ability to change the world. To proceed into each relationship as you truly are is to bring everlasting change to each and every relationship and thus to all. Wow.
Mm.
Amazing, eh? Mm.
Mm.
Beautiful. Who's next?
Kim, you're next. Kim Marshall.
7.13. Again, I return you to the early teachings of A Course of Love, teachings concerning your desire to be good and to do good. This is not about doing good works. This is about being who you are and seeing the truth rather than the illusion that surrounds you. You cannot In other words, be a good person in a bad world. You cannot effect change without having effected change within.
Mm.
You cannot be independent and still be of service. For as long as you believe in your independence, you will not accept your dependence. Oh. You will not accept giving and receiving as one if you feel able only to give, or as if others have nothing you would receive. This new attitude then includes accepting that you have needs, that you are a being who exists in relationship, is the same as saying you are a being who needs relationship. The only thing that keeps you in this new pattern from being needy and dependent in an unhealthy way is that you believe in giving and receiving as one. You believe, in other words, that your needs will be provided for, thus ceasing to be needs. To deny that you are a being with needs is not the aim of this course. To come to believe that your needs are provided for by...
Robin has joined the meeting.
Oh.
That's great.
Had me a fright.
No one gets past her.
Tim, before you go on, since Robin's just started, she might want to know the page, and Carolyn's can't find the page yet, so if we can give a couple of reference points.
My page is 257 in my version.
Yeah.
And we're at 7.14.
Okay, and that's
my page is 263.
Okay, and that's the second treatise, if you're looking up to something else. And it's chapter, was it chapter 7?
7, the belief, giving and receiving as one.
Thank you.
How are you doing, Carolyn? You found it, or you finding it? You're on mute. Just unmute yourself and we'll help you out.
Go on, she says.
Okay. To come to believe that your needs are provided for by a creator and a creation that includes all others is to believe in giving and receiving being one in truth.
Are you complete? Yep.
I am complete.
Andy has left the meeting. Andy has joined the meeting.
Alison T, you're next.
Oh, that was a surprise. Okay. Giving is not only about choosing what good and helpful parts of yourself you will share with the world. It is also about giving the world the opportunity to give back. It is about recognizing the constant and ongoing exchange that allows needs to be met. It is trusting that if you have a need for money or time or honesty or love, it will be provided. Trusting is not a condition or state of being that you have heretofore seen as being an active one. Your attitude toward trust is one of waiting, as if an active stance toward trust would be distrustful. You thus will often say that you trust when what you are doing is hoping for a specific outcome. Real trust is not a trust that waits and hopes, but a trust that acts from who you truly are. Real trust requires the discipline of being who you are in every circumstance and in every relationship. Real trust begins with yourself. How often have you hidden thoughts and feelings?
Annie G., Portland, Oregon, has joined the meeting.
Nuts.
Annie, we're in the second treatise. What chapter? Chapter 7, paragraph 17.
Okay, thank you. Sorry.
How often have you hidden thoughts and feelings because you question whether they are legitimate thoughts and feelings? How often have you hidden thoughts and feelings because you question whether they are legitimate thoughts and feelings? For some of you, this answer has changed greatly over time. But for many of you, you have become less rather than more forthcoming about your thoughts and feelings since taking this course. You have done so out of a desire to be truthful, a desire to not express thoughts and feelings unworthy of your real self. You may have increasingly denied thoughts and feelings you would judge as negative or
Rob on
bad.
to everyone. Us latecomers provide beautiful forgiveness lessons. Face blowing a kiss.
Bless
Oh
you.
dear, I'm so sorry. I didn't think it would. Oh
You
my.
may have increasingly denied thoughts and feelings you would judge as negative or bad. Or you may have, in your desire not to judge others, kept yourself from speaking up in instances where you previously would have stated an opinion. While these modes of behavior in themselves are learning aids that prepare you for acting with the certainty you seek, they again are not to be confused with the true aims of this course of study.
Okay. Dennis, are you reading today?
Sure. Okay.
7:18.
Call to everyone. Hi.
Hi.
Michael.
Sorry, guys. I thought I managed to close it, but I didn't.
Okay. So who you are cannot be denied in favor of who you will be, in quotation marks. Needs cannot be denied as a means of having them cease to be. You who are beginning to realize that you have much to give, realize that you have as much to receive, and that receiving does not imply that you are lacking. The discipline required to be who you are is a discipline that requires trust in self and honesty in relationships. Does this mean that you are required to express every thought and feeling that comes your way?
Dennis,
No.
would you be able to slow down a little?
Oh, sure.
Thank you.
Does this mean that you are required to express every thought and feeling that comes your way? No. But this does mean that you bring the thoughts and feelings that arise to the place within your heart that has been prepared for them. You do not deny them. You do not deny them. You bring them first to yourself, capital S, to the self joined in unity at the place of your heart. From this place, you learn to discriminate, to separate the false from the true. For your ego thoughts cannot long abide in the holy place of your heart. Then, with truth and illusion separated, you develop the discipline to express your true self as you are now. This is the only way the self you are now has to grow and change. This is the only means the self you are now has of giving and receiving as one. This is the only means available to you to replace the old pattern with the new. The recognition that giving and receiving occur as one is a precondition for your recognition of the state of unity. As with the recognition of your accomplishment, the acceptance of the belief that giving and receiving are one in truth changes the function of time as you know it. There is not a period of waiting or a period of time between giving and receiving. There is not a time lapse between the recognition of needs and the meeting of needs. It is accepted that giving and receiving occur in unison, thus further collapsing the need for time. While as stated previously, this belief will at times seem difficult to put into practice. And while your recognition of receiving and of needs being met may seem to still take time, this belief builds on the belief of the already accomplished through experience. As you experience giving and receiving being one in truth, your belief will become true conviction. Your ability to recognize giving and receiving as one becomes simply an aspect of your identity and accepted as the nature of who you are in truth.
Thanks, Dennis.
I really like the sentence. Then, with truth and illusion separated, you develop the discipline to express your true self as you are now. The discipline. I find it sometimes hard to, if I knew exactly what was beneficial, then I would do it with more certainty. Sometimes I'm just not sure. of what best path is. And I guess that the more you're able to separate the truth and illusion, the better you'll be able to choose the truth.
I wonder, Andrew, if it's like, you know, when you do say something that quote unquote you think may not be perfect, that is the giving in and of itself. You know, that realization, you know, and it creates that awareness of what happened, no matter like which way you go. Something really, you say something good or bad. It's like Allison said, can you read slower? You know, she expressed herself. Um, so that's what I'm saying, that it may not, for at least for me, it may not be saying the right thing, but really saying who I am now is always right.
An allowance for making mistakes. Or
Yeah, I think so, because even if you perceive it as the wrong thing, you're going to learn something from that. You know, it's like a practice.
Does it go back to knowing who we are? As long as we're in the ego, I want to project this picture of who I would like to be or think I should be.
How does that happen?
I might want to present myself as a very loving, patient person. And I might try to pretend I'm that way with somebody, and it's not really where I'm at the time. It's like I worship my ego person, my ego self. I think it says that there's someplace in the 40 days, which really struck me about we fashion this ego, this perfect ego self, then we present that to God as that's who I want to be. And it becomes a false God.
Yeah, it's like if you allow yourself to be just as you are, like you don't have to pretend. You don't have to put a presentation face on. It's just like you are you with with everything that you just judge good or bad, doesn't matter. It's just you. Yeah, see, put a smile on your face because you're no longer going to pretend to be something else. And you give the response that you feel like, you know, someone's talking to you and you're bored. You say, God, I'm bored to tears. It's amazing how one can say so much and I cannot follow that or something. Like you just be real, you just be true to yourself. Or say, hey, I don't think I'm really enjoying this conversation. I think we need to just stop right here. It's like anything that's to do with you, like how are you? You know?
And thus the fear of rejection.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
It doesn't always need to be expressed to another person either, as long as it's acknowledged in yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, I actually feel like that's, you say you're in that situation, and you take it to your heart and say, how I'm feeling is this. That's actually an opportunity for a miracle to occur, for the whole thing to change, because you're honest with yourself, with your heart.
Yeah.
About, like, it is an opportunity for miracle mindedness.
It's true.
I just recognized it just before in myself. I have a tendency to give myself a really hard time if I think I've done something a bit inappropriate in a social situation. I'll just really like give myself a very, very hard time. And I realize that I reject that feeling and that I reject myself with it. And I haven't actually taken it to my heart and just said, hey, here's where I'm at. And Jesus gave Bill Thetford that little prayer, here I am, Lord, and I've been using it, and it has so much depth and so many layers to it. And I just see that's another opportunity to bring it back. It's like, this is where I am. Here I am.
Is that a song? Here I am, Lord?
Probably. No idea. Probably. But it was a prayer that Jesus gave to Bill Thetford when Helen was scribing the course and Bill was helping with the editing. That was just four-word prayer. He was there, and for some reason it really resonated with me, and I've been using it ever since. And I just find it has layer upon layer upon layer in it you wouldn't believe.
What's the prayer?
Here I am, Lord. That's it. Here I am, Lord.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's good.
It's just there's no pretense that this is where I am, but it goes so much deeper than anything you can put
Because if
meaning
you're
on.
rejecting how you really are, you're rejecting everything that how it is.
Yeah.
We just can't accept everything as is.
You just stop and this is where I am. Here I am. And also it goes for me, it goes back to, the story of Adam in the garden, Adam and Eve, and how God said, where are you? And they hid. And it's just stop hiding. Just stop hiding. Anyway, that's my little thing.
Here I am, genitals and all.
Yeah. Who told you naked?
I think Samuel wanted to say something.
Samuel.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I think, well, my experience is that as long as you live like an eagle, your feelings are just hard to handle. But as a Christ self, you can handle any feeling and express anything. I think as a human, you're not designed to live as an eagle because it's always a problem. I had a problem when I was reading this part of the course that talks about feelings. And I always thought, oh, some of the feelings I just like got me in trouble or something, or I tried to protect myself. Just because I was feeling is an ego. But when I accepted that my true self is the Christ self, then I can feel anything. Then it becomes like God is feeling through me. All these feelings that I have, God is feeling through me, and I'm able to handle it and express it and be it without any feeling of any negative feelings about it. That's my piece.
Beautiful.
You know, I've been watching this documentary. It's called Nothing is Everything, or Everything is Nothing. And they investigate everything in the first half and then nothing in the second half. And when they created a vacuum, they thought that there was nothing in that vacuum. So they had this clear box that had a vacuum in it, and they put a clock in it. So they set the alarm clock, and you could see the alarm going between the bell on this old fashioned, but you couldn't hear it because sound doesn't travel. It only travels through air. And at the very end of the show, they talked about being in a vacuum and a vacuum being empty. There's actually little particles of energy that borrow from the vacuum simultaneously. It's like giving and receiving. It's just that quick. That's why that something is visible in the vacuum, because there is still something. It's not nothing compared to light. Light can travel. It can light up the clock. But that's what it said. Those two little, it borrows energy and gives it back really quickly. Kind of like giving and receiving are one. There's no delay. There's no delay. There's no, like I'll say, well, I'm going to sing more often tomorrow. Well, it just makes no sense, you know, because it's just usually not true. But that like no delay, like what's really the next step from here? And in truth, for me,
I really like those words, here I am, Lord.
it's a beautiful song.
It's like for me, my mind can be a little bit lost at times and feeling I've got to be out there doing, and yet knowing that it's all futile and there's no peace. And to hear those words this morning, here I am, Lord, it's like an acceptance of here I am right now.
Mm-hmm.
No other expectation or pressure. Here I am right now.
Mm-hmm.
Stops everything. So I really so grateful to hear those words this morning, Alison.
I'm really glad that you got something from it, because it's something I've been practicing for a long time now. I've been practicing that prayer, and it just gets deeper and deeper. It's crazy, 4 little words. And they just fit into any circumstance. Yeah.
I feel so emotional hearing those words in my heart today.
Wow. Yeah.
Just feel emotional and grateful.
Thank you. Thank you for telling me.
So whenever we're in Christ consciousness, we're in the now. It's always right now. Ego is what happened before, what's going to happen later.
I had an experience these past days. My neighbor, she had a visitor from another state. So I had a bunch of plants around the house, And most of those plants are I build a relationship with them. I carry them, I take care of them for more than 10 years. So this person said, Ruben, you have a beautiful garden. Thank you. And she says something like, I'm going to visit you and I'm going to do some cuttings. That way I can take it to my place. And that kills me. It was a good feeling. And suddenly I went to, what's wrong with this? And I answer, I know that I answer consciously. Yes, sure. Being polite to the lady. But after 2-3 minutes, I said, what am I doing? And my inside voice said, ruin your answer unconsciously. I mean, I have a relationship with these plants. They're like an extension of me. I put too much love. It's not fair for this lady to come and kill them. She has a beautiful body. She's a beautiful lady. And I didn't say, let me do some cuttings on your body. Let me take some of your breasts, some of your legs or whatever. No. I said, Ruben, you answer unconsciously, but you can answer consciously now that you're aware. So I went to the place where Patricia and Caroline Allison were talking about the Christ mind. And from that place, I can feel the peace now. And I was able to feel the anger and all the bad feelings vanish. Now, I just stopped there. But just being aware, most of my day probably, and it's probably not only me, most of our day we live unconsciously. I forgot that I am the Son of God. I forgot that I am an extension of love. But being there and bringing that situation to that part of myself, to the higher self, and feeling the change of emotion. I was like, I didn't have to say nothing else to the lady because I remember that all creation happens in the mind. Right there, I embraced the lady and let it go. She didn't show up. She didn't come to the house and cut the plant. No, that was the end. After she left, my neighbor told me, Ruben, this lady brought you some seed from her state. Thank you very much. Well, thank you very much, but that was the end. Thank you. I just wanted to share that.
Beautiful.
I just noticed that all of these places in this last chapter where it talked about self, it was a capital S.
Mhm.
Mm. Mm. Oh, gosh.
Just had this awareness come through that as we change or let go of ego, there is a grief that happens. There's a silent grief that happens for the loss of ego and accepting spirit. And I just saw this process of grief that we don't own. I don't own, or it could be grief of a whole lifetime that we can step into denial about. And I can hear that it's perfectly okay to feel the grief and look at the grief and just let it go by, because it's a part of our renewing in Christ. Just combined with those words, "Here I am, Lord," in terms of feeling from the heart. Here I am, Lord, acknowledging pain or grief, acknowledging where I'm here. I'm here, Lord. I'm listening. I'm here. I'm just going to see that.
It is a song. If you Google it, it'll bring it up for you. Here I am, Lord.
Mm. Yeah, let's shall we do another one? It's not that long, so maybe we can squeeze one more in.
Sure.
Also notice that space that when we read, and I notice this a lot when I finish a section or we finish a paragraph or a chapter, how it kind of drops me somewhere. I always feel like like that message is just getting to me afterwards as whole, as wholeness. Just it drops me somewhere. It's just like there's a certain silence that hits the room. I can feel it. And I would say to pay attention to it. And funny enough, like today's lesson from A Course in Miracles, just you know, in quiet, I receive God's word today. How beautifully they line up in that. A kind of silence comes in which where all understanding is made clear. So who's next?
Ruben, you're next.
Chapter 8.
Chapter 8. The belief no relationships are special. In order for this learning to come to completion, you must put into practice the belief that no relationships are special. Your loyalty must be totally to the truth of who you are and not continue to be split by special relationships. While your love relationships will provide a rich learning ground for you now, they must also now be separate from all that will continue to make them special. As was said within A Course of Love, the one you come to know through relationship is yourself. This is the learning ground on which you now stand. All that prevents you from being who you are within this relationship must be let go. All that will complement who you are must be received. Thus, the nature of many relationships may be required to change. Remember now that there is no loss, but only gain, or you will feel threatened by what you will imagine to be loss. Remember, too, the practice of devotion, for in this practice is the truth, separate from illusion. I'm complete.
Thanks, Ruben. Samuel, are you reading today?
I can read. While your dedication to the goal of being who you are may at first seem selfish, it will soon be revealed to be the most sincere form of relationship. Relationship based on anything other than who you are is but a mockery of relationship. The calls that come to you now as signs and demands will not only aid you in the realization of who you are and the ability to live as who you are, but will aid all others. This is giving and receiving as one. What you gain will take nothing from anyone. What another is able to give you will take nothing from them. And what you are able to give another will take nothing from you. They are all calls to know your true self and to act on this knowing. They are calls to truth and but take the form of honesty for a brief time as the truth of who you are is revealed to you and through your relationship to all. A new type of acceptance is required here, one not previously asked or expected of you. This is an acceptance that you know your own truth and an acceptance that truth will not change. As we have said that you are not called to a static acceptance that does not include change. This new idea of acceptance requires further clarification. Incomplete.
Robin, are you reading today? You just got your photo. I'm not sure if you're there.
I'm here. It was said often within A Course of Love that the truth does not change. Thus, the truth of who you are has not changed, and you are as you were created. Form and behavior are, however, subject to change, as are your expressions of who you are. This distinction must be fully realized here in order for you to accept the truth of who you are and to come to an acceptance of the unchangeable nature of this truth. Can I read it again?
Yes.
It was said often within A Course of Love that the truth does not change. Thus, the truth of who you are has not changed, and you are as you were created. Form and behavior are, however, subject to change, as are your expressions of who you are. This distinction must be fully realized here in order for you to accept the truth of who you are and to come to an acceptance of the unchangeable nature of this truth. This is akin to being done without seeking. Sorry, this is akin to being done with seeking. This is the final acceptance that you have found and that you have been found. This is the final acceptance that you have found and that you have been found. You need no longer journey onto the paths of seeking. The truth of yourself that you reveal now will not become a new truth as you take a new path. Your path now is sure, and its final acceptance necessary. You are the prodigal sons and daughters who have returned home. Your stay is not finite. You are not here to rest and gain strength for another journey in search of something that is not available here. Here is the realm of the already accomplished. This is home. Your expression of who you are may lead you to many new adventures, but never again to the special relationships that would take you away from your true self. Never again will you be away from home, for home is who you are. A place you carry within you, a place that is you. This is the home of unity.
Also finish it off. Thanks.
How much time will be saved by an end to empty seeking? You have already arrived and need no time to journey any longer. How much time will be saved by an end to the maintenance required by special relationships?
Wow.
When all relationships are holy, you have no need to maintain specialness. Thus again is your learning advanced by leaps and bounds formerly reserved for the angels. You are your own wings, your relationships, but the breeze that keeps you afloat.
Bravo.
Mm.
Mm.
How much time will be saved by an end to empty seeking? How much time will be saved by an end to the maintenance required by special relationships? Wow, wow, wow.
Mm-hmm. Mm. Beautiful. Mhm. Mm. 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 Beautiful. Mm. Thank you, darlings. That was beautiful.
Mm.
Thank you for sharing. Amazing. I'll be seeing you guys soon, huh? Thanks for coming, everyone. So beautiful.
Good night, everyone.
Awesome.
Bye.
See you tomorrow.
Yeah, see
Yep.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Bye.